The other thing about volunteers I've found at the Olympics is being informed and being pleasant are equally important. I will say something about my own country when we hosted the Atlanta Olympics. They were incredibly polite, the volunteers. But I was amazed at how little they knew. How often I would ask a volunteer at the Atlanta Olympics a simple question, and the response would be, "Oh, I have no idea, but y'all have a nice day now." Here, I'm trying to do my U.S. Southern accent. But they're very warm, very friendly, but they just didn't have the answers to the questions.
What kind of questions are you talking about?
Simple things. If you're coming upon a venue and you want to know where's the media entrance, or when is the next bus to so-and-so if you're at the transport mall, or is there any way I can get a translator to talk to a coach from a country who doesn't speak English? And even if it's a I don't know, what London did with their volunteers is you would ask a London volunteer and they didn't know. It says, "I don't know, but I'll find out." And they all knew then the next step, which was maybe taking a mobile phone and calling somebody who did know, or some protocol to get the question answered. And I hope I don't sound spoiled. I hope I don't sound over demanding, or too picky. But if you're training a really effective volunteer force for an Olympics, to me that's, yes, be an ambassador, be diplomatic, be friendly, be warm, be welcoming, but also if you can be informative. And there's no way to anticipate every question we're going to have. There's no way. But if you don't know the answer, have a plan B for helping us find the answer. And some of us are going to be difficult. Some of us are going to be cranky because we've only slept 3 hours, or we're on our 5th cup of coffee with no solid food. But at the end of the 2 weeks, believe me, if the volunteer effort has been good, throughout the main press center, people know, and we appreciate it. And the feeling, certainly in London, if you've had a chance to talk to some of the people who coordinated the volunteers for London, they did a magnificent job. And it was that combination of the attitude and being well informed. Yeah, I thought, I don't think being friendly is culturally specific. I think if you've reached the point of winning the Olympic bid and are staging the games where your national pride is at stake, I think people are, certainly if they have volunteered, which literally means they've raised their hand and said, "I want to help," I think their attitude is already going to be the right attitude. I think where you might have found the difference between Beijing and London is simply a cultural reticence maybe on the part of some Chinese who are just by nature a little less outgoing perhaps, but no less wanting to be helpful. And I would expect the same thing at any Olympics. In England, the British volunteers were, they didn't want to offend because that's kind of the British are always apologizing for things that you don't understand why. But I think we, in the media, we try to make allowances for cultural differences. And in my own country, in Atlanta, I think that the way the volunteers behaved was, that part of the United States is famous for its politeness. People in the southern states are very, very polite. And that was job one, was to be polite. And job two got kind of lost.